favorite pastime now is just killing Vision.
Yeah, he's died 3 times
Four
this year.
times now?
No, 3 times this year. Yeah.
Three.
Yeah, he died twice in WandaVision.
Oh yeah. You're right. So 5 times he's died now on screen.
Yeah. Yeah,
Jeez.
there's the whole thing at the end when he dies, and then there's the whole thing of like him like outside of Westview, like he dies, but like
Yeah, yeah.
because he's part of the Mind Stone, he just gets built back. But yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
damn, they're doing him dirty. I mean, do you
For
guys
real.
want
Yeah,
to
yeah,
talk
Like we're just
about
having
what if or Shang-Chi first, though? I guess that is the
we
big
should do
question.
Shang-Chi first.
Okay, I think
Yeah,
that'll
that's
probably
my
be the
vote. But if
longer
you
one.
get I mean if you guys want to do what if first though, I mean I just
I,
want to say Shang-Chi because I just watched it last night.
No, that's fair.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, we do have three what if episodes to do: 2, 4, and 5.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Whatever. Yeah,
yeah,
go Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, welcome back to the podcast, guys. Of course, as usual, we're just going to be coming here breaking down the newest Marvel movies and TV shows, discussing them, giving our way out their theories, and just having a good time. Of course, as usual, I'm Tom. You can find me and talk to me on Twitter at tstymon13 or in our Facebook group chat, not group chat, but in the Facebook group at MCU Fans Assemble. I'm also joined by Chris today.
Hello, yes. You can get me on Twitter at bag1982 and on Facebook and on the MCU Assemble group as well. And apologies, got a little bit of a cold today, so I might come across a bit crackly and coughing as well. But I'll try and mute as much as I can, so apologies for that.
That's all good. And of course, we are also joined by Zach.
First, Chris, hopefully it's nothing more than a cold.
We were
Hope
It's
just.
you
not.
feel fast.
I've tested. I've
But
tested. It's fine.
yeah, you can find me in the Facebook page MCU Fans Assemble and on Twitter MCU Zach Crew. And I wanted to bring it up before we started recording. I think I'm gonna start adding to the Discord and maybe start seeing if people in the group wanna join into that.
No, I was going
Just
to do
because, like,
that. I've been trying to. So I am already recording, but like, just so people are aware, we do have a Discord. I mean, if you're familiar with the like Discord app at all, you can probably tell that just from the videos because I don't have any visuals or green screen going on behind us. But yeah, we do this all through Discord. We'll probably keep this channel locked, so the one where we record, we'll keep that locked. Maybe if people end up coming on, then we'll open it up and we can have some people on. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I
or
need to
maybe
make
do
a
like
few more channels. I can probably get to that tomorrow, but no promises. Next weekend, for sure, it should be done.
Yeah.
maybe we could start doing like a cheap, like, $3-4 like monthly thing if they want to, like, if we want to start doing these live. I mean, that's something we can talk about, but
Yeah, no, I guess that's something for a different time. Honestly, I do have everything. I have a Twitch account and everything already. I can go live anytime.
okay. And I
So,
got a Patreon set up for our page too, if we
okay.
ever,
Yeah, for sure.
grow bigger and
Yeah,
everything. But yeah,
perfect.
this is talk for
Yeah,
a
so,
little bit later. So
well, now that you know our behind the scenes details, I think it's best that we just completely redirect from that and just go to Marvel.
yes,
Are we fair for that? So, this is going to be the section where we will be discussing Marvel Studios' 25th film, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. The next episode that will be up either later today or tomorrow will be our What If episodes 2, 4, and 5 discussion. So, but yes, now it's Shang-Chi, and I guess without any spoilers to start, Well, I mean, let's start with you, Chris. Well, what'd you think of the movie?
Very good. Yeah. It's the first Marvel film I've seen in the cinema for, well, since it must be since Far From Home. Is that right? Yeah. Was
Yeah.
that the last one? A couple of years ago. So yeah, just forgetting about the film itself, but just being back in a cinema watching, well, a film for a start, but for it to be a Marvel film, it was brilliant. So yeah, good to be back. Um, and I'll be honest, brilliant. Really enjoyed it. I think it hits the mark. How far it up is in my sort of ratings, I probably want to see it again before, because I've only seen it once, so I probably want to see it again before I sort of decide whereabouts
Mhm.
it fits. But it all definitely upper half
Yeah.
of the rankings, easily. So yeah, I'll just leave it at that for now.
All
Yeah.
right. And just so everyone is aware, we all have only seen it once so far,
Mm.
which I know that's not like me, but I'll get better. Zach,
Right.
non-spoiler thoughts on the movie. You're the one who's seen it most
First,
recently too, so this is going to be the most fresh take.
right. First, I do want to say with the movie theater experience, because I saw Black Widow a couple months ago. I will say, like, people forgot how to like treat movie theater customers in the last year, um, and like everyone was rude as hell. And I actually could have just walked into Shang-Chi last night. I bought my ticket online, had the code to scan at the theater. They didn't even like look at my phone or scan it. They just like, oh, you can go. Like,
Hmm.
oh, I could have just walked it.
Yeah.
But anyways, the movie though, like, obviously I saw it a week after its release. Oh, number one movie or action hero movie, whatever. It was way better than I expected it was going to be.
Yeah.
And I already knew a couple things going in that was spoiled to me, but like
Same.
even knowing that, it was still it was amazing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
again, have to see it like one or two more times before I put it in a ranking, but definitely up there.
Yeah. Honestly, same boat as you guys. I also did see Black Widow. I've also seen Free Guy in theaters this year. Our theaters are still all distance regardless, so it is limited seating in theaters anyways.
Mm.
This honestly, like you guys also said, this felt like it was the first time I was actually back though. Like I can't even describe it, especially in certain parts of the movie. Some big things happen. Just to hear the audience's reaction. Obviously, it's not on a level like it was in Infinity War or Endgame. We aren't going to get that, at least not yet. But
Yeah.
still, the fact that we're getting these reactions from honestly a character that doesn't really even have that many comics to back him up says a lot about Marvel Studios and what they're doing. And yeah, I really love the movie. I really love Simu Liu. Uh, Shout out Canadian born. So, but yeah, no, it was amazing. But I guess now let's go into some spoilers because that's the most fun
Yes.
part. So from here on out, this is going to be the full spoiler discussion for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. You have been warned. Unless you just like spoilers before you see the movie, then sure.
Keep listening.
Yeah, go ahead.
Some people do because then when they go see it, like they can look for things.
Yeah.
Like you know, I mean, I like seeing it with fresh eyes and a fresh mind, but
Yeah.
it is nice to know certain things to like look out for. But
Yeah.
that's why you go see it second or third or fourth or fifth time.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna lie, I feel the exact same way, but I also do love seeing the leaks so much. The leaks just
It's just
I
so
see something and I'm
it's
like,
so hard to
yeah.
it's so
Yeah.
hard to look away.
Oh,
Yeah.
Can I
especially with
start?
Marvel, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I so don't want to watch them, but then I always do.
Yeah, same. Like
Do you mind if
that
I
leaked trailer we may or may not have watched, but
you don't mind if I kick it off, do you?
not
Go
at
on then.
all.
Okay, because I'd seen a thing like an Easter egg that there's like a Easter egg of Spider-Man and possibly Agatha. It was
Yeah.
very small. It was on the bus. The guy recording. Um, if you look in the chat, people that are commenting, there was I forget the name of who it was Agatha, but her name was like purple
Hmm.
and something. I'll look into that in a second. But the other one was Wall Climber 3000
Yep.
Right.
and saying like, "Oh, Busboy at it" or whatever. Um, so yeah, that was just kind of cool. If that is true, I know it's just speculation, but
I definitely think it's a nod. It's
yeah,
definitely a nod because I think there was a few of those in this movie. Did you guys actually know that guy who was recording was in Spider-Man: Homecoming?
Was
yes,
he?
yes.
He's the guy who goes like, "Hey, Spider-Man, do a backflip," and he's
Yeah, he's
like,
like getting a hot dog
"Okay."
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
It's like,
There's
"Yeah,
people saying
Spider-Man."
there's people saying they want a Disney Plus show of that guy
I
in
mean,
the
it's his
MCU
universe.
world.
We're just living in it. Like,
Right.
yeah. It's
He's gonna be the next Stan Lee. He's gonna cameo in every.
To be
He's a
honest, I'm quite
stand-up
convinced
comedian.
that actually, like, Ryan Reynolds is going to be the next Stanley. I think he's going to be in everything.
You think?
I could see that
He'll make some
narrating it with little
joke,
parts.
post credit scene. That's going to be the new thing.
Mm,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm just kidding. There's no weight to that at all. I
So I was also laughing. I'm sorry, real quick. The
Oh,
bus
that's okay.
scene. I was just laughing like the whole time. Like there's this fight going on for like 8 minutes. Bus driver never tries to hit the brakes. As soon as the brakes get cut, that's when he tries stopping.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean,
They get cut off.
I love the fight scene. It was great,
Same.
but I look at little things like that and I was laughing.
I mean, I'll say in their defense, I have been on a city bus and there's been a fight that's broken out and the bus driver did not stop driving either. So, mind you, a guy didn't have a giant metal arm. So, or metal arm,
Right.
Right.
dagger arm. I'm
Right.
sorry,
I've
no
got
Bucky.
I've got a question about that. Where does that blade come from?
Yeah,
Surely it can't come from inside his arm
no,
because
like
it wouldn't move, would it? I don't know. I
like
it was something that probably shouldn't annoy me, but it even everything else that happens in not just this film but all Marvel films, but it does. It really annoys me. It's just like, well, that's not real. That can't be
yeah.
real.
I just
Everything
I
I
can
else that was
almost
going on.
guarantee
what
it was probably nanotech.
See, I
I,
just thought it was like one of those blades that kind of goes down like batons, like when you like throw them out, they like extend, right?
yeah, yeah, okay, yeah.
True.
But like,
On
jeez,
nanotech, I'll take nanotech.
I yeah.
But yeah, yeah. For some reason, it annoyed me more than it should have.
Um, I'm not gonna lie, a lot more of this movie was in subtitles than I thought it was gonna be, and
Yeah.
I don't think that's a bad thing at all. Honestly, to be honest, that's actually something I have that really like bugs me in movies. Is like you go to this other country and everyone's just speaking English, and it's
Yeah.
not like
Yeah.
it's just like they're speaking like English. Like no, you're speaking an Americanized English,
Yeah.
and I like it's not that realistic. And I know the MCU clearly isn't very realistic. We don't have Captain America flying around outside. Like that's unfortunately we don't live in that world.
Yeah.
But
Not
like
yet.
I true, but I did think that was one thing that really helped. I wouldn't even say just keep me in the movie because it didn't need to, but that's something that like I don't know. I guess I just appreciated. I was like, oh, that's like that's a good thing to notice and or to do rather. And obviously, I think it has more significance, but that's not really to like someone like me personally. So I appreciate
Yeah.
it for that. I understand what it represents for other people to actually see this being represented. So yeah.
Yeah, I think you. I mean, I'm not. I don't know what sort of genre this fits into, or would have fit into. The closest I was sort of thinking was sort of like kung fu films,
Yeah.
which I'm not really a kung fu film type of guy. So, um, haven't watched many of them films, but certainly a lot of the reviews from like critics and stuff have sort of praised this film as being very close to that sort of
Yeah.
genre, and the sort of the Asian culture. It's represented very well. So yeah, this isn't coming from me. This is coming from what I've read from people who probably know a lot more than me
Yeah.
on things like this. But yeah, apparently it's getting very good sort of ratings in that regard. So yeah, it seems like Marvel's done a sort of a good one there, really, in
Mm-hmm.
that regard. Yeah, yeah.
And just briefly before we go on, I also would like to say just how different a lot of this is from the actual comics and how little anyone actually is complaining about it, which goes to show again how good of a movie this is.
Yes, see, I might have a lot of questions about this,
Okay.
which, again, not being into the comics at all. I get that the Ten Rings is gone from actually rings on a finger, is that right, to
Yes.
rings on the arms? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Does that make much of a difference? Or are the powers the same, or
Oh, the rings are
Oh, because
completely different. They're
in the
completely
comics,
different.
wasn't it weren't they like powers of like different beings, each
It
ring in the comics or something?
it's not different beings, but they're just multiple powers. And they all have different powers, and some are really good, some are like, okay. They're essentially infinity stones, kind of.
right?
I think that's
Okay,
why they, to be on, like DC reference here, but it's essentially a bunch of Green Lantern rings for the most part.
right.
So
Yeah,
I think that and the similarity to the Infinity Stones, we just saw the guy come up with his big glove and snap twice.
yeah,
I think that might have been a bit too similar for them.
right.
The Mandarin also has no ties to Shang-Chi in the comics at all. Neither does the Ten
Oh,
Rings.
really?
None.
Oh, right.
Shang-Chi,
Okay.
I mean, and because of that, of course, Shang-Chi is not related to the Mandarin. The
Oh,
very good reason he's not is wait, no, Shang-Chi's father was a man named Fu Manchu, so I can think you guys can guess probably why they didn't go that route. Also, the great protector at the end is Fing Fang Foom.
yeah.
Hasn't aged well.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of that. The rings, to be honest, actually, I have a question for you guys. Um, we didn't really learn about the rings. The legend of the Ten Rings in this movie, I found out, or I kind of thought going in, would have been about the actual rings. It was more so about the organization, which honestly, I get that. And I really liked what they did. They really showed how Wenwu was able to carry this army over thousands of years. Also, I hope he shows up in Eternals, but
Yeah.
because he was amazing in this. But
He was. Yeah.
yeah, what do you guys think about the rings? Do you think? I mean, without maybe we can go into the post credit a bit
I
too.
was I was I
Yeah.
was gonna say because I'll be honest. And I think I'm wrong with this completely, but when and I'm jumping straight to the end credit scene or the mid credit scene, I can't remember whichever one it
Uh,
was, the one where
the mid
they
one, I
looked in,
think.
yeah, where they looked inside the ring. Did they look inside? I can't remember exactly, but there
Wong
was
did magic.
right, yeah,
Yes.
that was it, yeah,
Yeah, and there
and
was like
me,
a beacon.
Yeah.
well, see, is that this is what I was going to ask you, Zach, because obviously it was a week or so ago when I saw this. The first thing that cropped in my mind is that part of part of an Infinity Stone. That's the
Oh.
first thing that crossed my mind, and then I think I was quickly told it wasn't because I think, yeah, I think they said it was a beacon. But I just saw Infinity Stone or part of an Infinity Stone,
Yeah.
but then maybe I'm completely wrong. They probably won't go there, but I don't know. Maybe they were made up, I don't know. Maybe the part of a Infinity Stone. I don't know. I don't know.
I think you're maybe not. I agree with you, but not exactly on the Infinity Stone way. So, what do we know about the rings from what Wong, Carol, and Banner say? By the way, we'll talk about Banner separately in a second.
Yeah.
That's a whole
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
thing. Like what? But yeah. Anyways,
Come back to that.
oh, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. The Banner thing always just kind of
Oh,
throws me for a loop. Oh,
Infinity Stone
so
yes,
possibly
the
linked to
rings.
something.
So we know that they're nothing that's been recorded in, well, from what we know, most of human history. Nothing that they know about in space. That's coming from Carol. And that they seem to be either alien or ancient. And it was kind of like hinted that they might have been alien.
Yeah.
I wonder
and they're
if
old,
these are from the
and they're older than a
Celestials.
thousand.
I wonder if the Celestials made the Ten Rings in this version. Because there is an actual race of aliens that made the Ten Rings in the comics. They could do them, but I personally think they might do the Celestials, especially with the Eternals is the next one out.
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah, they could have that little connection there.
yeah,
Yeah. They could. Yeah.
and I think it was it the director or maybe Simu Liu himself said that he's going to be showing up sooner than we expect. So sooner than I'd expect would be the next movie.
Mm.
Yeah,
So,
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Yeah. True. I think it's the
See,
fact that
when
it
I
was.
saw the
Sorry, go on, Zach.
when you, like the quote unquote beacon, before they said it was a beacon, the vibe I was getting was from Age of Ultron when they were looking in the Mind Stone, like it was
yeah,
like thinking. That's what I was like,
mm-hmm.
kind of getting like, oh, maybe these rings have like a, learning thing or whatever. You know what I'm trying to say, like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I honestly, and kind of in vain with what Chris said, I see it. I definitely did, but I don't know why I'm thinking that. I also I heard this theory, which is definitely a long shot because I don't think they legally could have used the character because this film was filmed in like 2018. Like this has been it's been filmed for a while.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
like it's almost just been on hold pretty much, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, um, I heard it might be not. I heard. I've heard people say that they think it's Galactus at the end of that beacon,
Oh, I would love that.
Mm.
and I personally wouldn't. Whoever's on the end of that beacon, I think I'm gonna be like, holy shit! But I don't think Galactus is coming yet. I think they're waiting very for a very specific time to do Galactus.
I mean, given it was a mid-credit scene, that could just be, because Marvel do that, don't they? They'll throw something in years and years in advance. It might be. I don't think it is. I think this is more sort of specifics to the rings that we're going to find out fairly soon.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd heard similar to sort of what you're saying there, but heard it was a beacon from the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Um, that it was them, which yeah, could be.
Mm-hmm.
It could be being from anyone really.
Yeah.
It's whether it's good or bad. But I certainly took that it's um, a beacon is someone trying to find someone. Is that what a beacon is?
That's what I think, right? Like
True.
it's sending off your
There's
location
somewhat,
most likely.
yeah. There's someone or something behind that
Mm-hmm.
beacon. So, um,
Kind of like Fury's pager thing with Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's pretty
a little
much
bit,
the
yeah,
same thing.
yeah, yeah.
What if it's Kang? I feel like that should be the
I was
one
thinking
we
that
always
too.
have to bring up because
Yeah.
we know he's going to show up probably very
Yeah,
soon.
he's very
Yeah.
relevant now. Like,
Yeah,
it's
Or
not if he will. It's not if he'll show up. It's
it's
when he'll
when.
show
Yeah,
up
yeah,
now.
yeah, when, yeah. Or could be the beekeeper.
yeah.
I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna keep banging that drum.
They're gonna show up Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. They're just gonna have one shot of Westview, and it's just gonna be the beekeeper walking by, and you're gonna be like, you know what? That's enough. That's enough.
Feige's eventually going to get sick of me just emailing him about the beekeeper.
Yeah.
He'll eventually get sick and throw him in there at some point.
Well, I'm hoping he does that with the X-Men film I keep emailing him about too, but like one of these days. What is it? What's it? No, it's not D23 this year. It's Disney Plus Day, right? The thing they're doing. That's in November. I don't know. They're doing the big showcase again. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
mutants, Feige, I'm looking at you. I'd like them, please now, and not just Deadpool, because like yes, he's a mutant, but like no one's gonna. You're not watching Deadpool for mutant centric stuff. That
No,
mutant centric.
no.
At least not yet. Not in his first MCU film.
Should we should we talk about Banner Hulk or lack of Hulk?
Yes.
What
What?
do we think?
I don't.
Were we shocked?
To say kind of when I first saw him, I was like, oh, and then I was like, they have to find a way to give you a blood transfusion to your cousin. So I kind of
Oh,
figured this was coming, but I didn't think it would
right,
be like this.
right. Do you think
Hmm.
that leads to him going back to normal if he does that in
Honestly, I think he's gonna end up doing something like maybe him and Hulk are at such an agreement now that like
they can
they're just gonna honestly, I guess we'll get to this in the next episode, but like it's gonna be like the end of the what if there, where like Hulk and Banner are working together, but not as Professor Hulk, as Hulk and Banner.
yeah,
So I wonder
Well,
if he's doing that now.
yeah,
Hulk's whole thing in the MCU was that Earth hated him and he wasn't, a hero. And he obviously brought back half the population with the snap. Like,
mm,
Hmm.
you know, Banner's obviously not just using the Hulk when he needs him now. Like,
No.
yeah,
so
yeah,
I could see them, yeah, being able to go back and forth between, yeah, both
yeah,
personalities.
yeah. I mean, for me, I was glad to have Banner back. I think I've said this before. It's the one thing that didn't work for me in Endgame.
Yeah.
Um, I think that was there purely just so he could do the snap. But yeah, I think if we'd maybe learned about his how he got to Professor Hulk, if that's what we call. I don't think he was ever named Professor Hulk in it, but if we'd learned
Smart.
how
I
he
think it was
got
Smart
there,
Hulk.
Yeah, because they
you
can't
smart
legally
Hulk,
call him
yeah.
Professor Hulk.
Yeah, yeah. I think we might be able to understand maybe how he's got back to just being Banner, but yeah, they need to do a bit of work there, which they will do,
Yeah,
And I think what you're saying there, Tom, about the She-Hulk link, that might when She-Hulk due out? It's
it's
not this year though, is it?
filming now.
That's filming now, right?
So
Okay, next
probably
year
next
sometime.
year, I think probably maybe around Loki time when
Yeah,
that came out.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
Because I'm trying to think. It's Hawkeye's. I'm sorry, this is going off a bit, but Hawkeye's November 24th. Miss Marvel's either late this year, or early next year. Then Moon
Yeah.
Knight, and then She Hulk. I think.
Right.
Actually, She
Okay.
Hulk might be like in the Falcon Winter Soldier time,
Yeah.
depending on
Yeah.
when Miss Marvel comes out. But I guess we'll see when we
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. I think it was a nice. It was nice to see um Carol there as well, but
Yeah,
also nice just have Banner as Banner and like gets us all going. What the fuck is happening there?
yeah.
So it was good. Yeah, I
Also, I would
liked it.
like to say I think Carol looks a lot better with her long hair. Um,
Agreed.
it was a wig and in Endgame with the short hair, and you could tell. Uh,
Mm.
I'm glad they're just kind of letting Brie Larson keep her hair because I think it
I
looks a
also
lot better.
I also love that. Like, I'm so sorry. I got to deal with this. I got to go. Get my number from Bruce.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's like,
I don't
I don't
have
have her
her
number.
number.
Yeah,
He does this all the time. Welcome to the circus.
which makes me think that there's still an Avengers going on. There's still an Avengers team.
There has to be.
You know, Banner's there, Carol's there.
Now Shang-Chi is
Wong,
there.
Wong, Wong. Well, Wong's obviously involved as well.
Well,
So,
Wong's the
so
one who like
this,
invites him onto the
well, this is it.
Avengers.
This is it. This is it. So, does he actually say Avengers?
No,
He does. No, he
Avengers
doesn't
was
say
not said.
Avengers. No, it's just welcome to the. Does he say welcome to the team? Can't
Banner
remember.
says welcome to the circus.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
Wong's like, all
Yeah,
right, you
and
need to rest
Wong,
up. Like, we got a lot to do. And then Sean and Katie are just like, yeah. And then
or
Hotel California.
Yeah, that was brilliant because
It's
they could have
awesome.
just ended it. They could have just ended it at "Welcome to the World" type of thing,
Yeah.
and then but to do that extra bit was
Hmm.
brilliant. Brilliant. Yeah.
so speaking of Wong, um, let's go back a little bit. Obviously, I'm going to bring up his little cage fight with Abomination. Now, when he was opening up the portal after their fight, where do you think he was taking Abomination?
Back to the
It was
raft.
Cage.
Yep.
The
That's
raft.
exact. Yep, the raft.
The
Exactly
raft.
what I was thinking.
Ah,
I think
yeah.
he's on loan from Thunderbolt Ross.
Mm,
Yep,
I think he's
that's
having Wong train him because, as we did see in Infinity War, Masters of the Mystic's Arts don't make too much money, sadly.
mm, yeah.
So I mean, as we saw there, I'm trying to remember, what was her name? Shai Ling, right?
Charlene. Yeah.
His sister? Yes. Like her fighting ring, clearly they're paying everyone there. And
Yeah.
yeah, I think Wong needs the money. Ross wants the training for Abomination, so whatever's going on with that. Dark of I seriously don't know if it's Thunderbolts or Dark Avengers anymore. I really don't. I think
Mm-hmm.
at this point I think they might just merge the team.
I
I was
was.
about to say it's gonna be
Yeah.
both.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I think they're just getting a load of the characters together, and yeah, it'd be interesting to see what does come out. But yeah, I can't. Yeah, I agree.
But
Just maybe the one team.
yeah, a few of
There's a
the
lot.
other
There's a lot. There's a lot of characters on the board now.
Oh yeah.
A lot, and lot. Um,
There's
yeah.
even more that they teased at, and I'll get into that in a bit, but I do kind of want to talk about the cage fights for another second. Did you guys see a few of the other Easter eggs there as well? The Extremis
Well,
Soldier and
The
the Black Widow.
oh,
Yeah, I was gonna
yeah,
say
the
the Black
extreme.
Widow from
What was the Black Widow one?
She was fighting the Extremis Soldier.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
in one of the smaller cages.
Yeah.
well, from the Black Widow film, just one of the Black Widows from,
I
or was it just?
she
How do you know it was the Black
might
Widow?
have been. She was doing like
She was
essentially the same moves that Natasha and
Oh,
Yelena
right.
were doing.
All right. Okay.
That's what
Okay.
I was
so
just kind of was like,
actually.
hey.
Right.
So this is one of the other things I saw before seeing the movie. She was in the Red Room at the end of Black Widow
There we go.
Right.
when she broke the red whatever, I
dust.
forget what it's called, but yeah, she was sitting by the door.
So she's one of the free ones then.
Yep.
Huh. Funny how the free Black Widow is working at this underground black market fighting club, and Yelena is also now working for Val.
Yep.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I don't want to say Hawkeye should have jumped, but like, no, I'm just kidding. We're getting Kate Bishop out of this. I love that so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to do a hot take now, though, guys. I think this is the best choreography in a Marvel movie. Period.
Agreed.
Like, and I don't think it's. I think actually, you know what? I can't say I don't think it's close because Winter Soldier was amazing, and the knife fight in the Winter Soldier is, I think, before this movie came out, was the definitive fight
Yeah.
to be number one in the MCU. I think this is about
Yeah.
5 different fights that beat that.
Well, you've got the bus fight,
Mm-hmm.
the fight on the scaffolding.
Yep. Then the death
Um,
dealer, the quick little death dealer fight.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, and yeah, I mean, there's multiple
Oh, the
sort of
Wenwu Shang-Chi fight at the
one-on-ones.
end.
Um, the one where sorry, I'm forgetting all the characters got him here. Wenwu fighting his what's she called? The mother
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Lee. She called Lee. Yeah.
I think so, yes.
When they first meet and they're in the bamboo forest
Mm-hmm.
and the sort of and she's just floating around. And he's trying to
Oh,
kick her ass and just
Yeah.
not. Brilliant.
that's what I was gonna say before when you said like kung fu style. I definitely got more of a Crouching Tiger with the
Yeah.
air bending.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
certainly in that bit.
Like
Yeah, yeah,
Which, like, I thought that was a nice nod. Oh, also,
yeah.
did you guys hear, like, the little Rush Hour kind of nod?
Oh no.
Chinese bamboo, very strong.
Oh yes, yeah.
oh yeah,
I was like, what?
See, actually, I could because I I'm glad you mentioned Rush Hour because I was thinking when I was watching, I'm thinking. Bamboo's really strong, isn't it? It doesn't snap, and I was thinking, why do I think that? And then I forgot about it, and then you saying that has just reminded me, bloody Rush Hour, me thinking bamboo's really strong. Oh, brilliant. Yeah,
Oh,
oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, yeah.
oh there's a
That
lot to love in this movie. Just quickly about the mom. Unfortunately, my theory about her was incorrect. Was not an Iron Fist. However,
mm,
there was talk of the many mystical kingdoms, and they all have their protectors that are the dragons.
yeah,
And the protector of one one little mystical city you may or may not have heard of called Kunlun is the dragon Xiao. And of course, they talked about how some people they control their dragon through like the heart of their dragon by like living with it, working with it. Others take the power of their dragon. And that's
oh
essentially what the Iron Fists do because they do have to kill Xiao Lao or defeat Xiao Lao to get the Iron Fist, to get
right.
that heart of the dragon.
Mm.
So I wonder if maybe the villain for the next Shang-Chi movie, if it isn't anything to do with the Ten Rings, is going to be Danny Rand or just the people of Kunlun.
I think Danny Rand could be a villain.
I think he might be like played as the
Uh,
villain, and then they'll
all
probably
right,
end up
okay.
doing like team up at the end.
I'll be honest. I struggled with Iron Fist on Netflix. Really, compared to the others, I watched all the others, loved them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I struggled with Iron Fist. So
Same.
for that to be done,
Right.
I don't want to, because many people might have loved that sort of version. I don't know, but certainly I'd like to see it done better.
Yeah. I
So
yeah.
then, yeah.
I know a
Um,
few people who that's their favorite character, and they talked about the choreographer for that show. They were like, "Oh yeah, we did fight training all the time." Like Jessica Henwick, who plays Colleen Wing, like you can tell was training for what was it like 40 hours a week? I think he said,
right,
and
right.
you can tell because she has some of the
Yeah,
best fight scenes in that show.
yeah,
Finn Jones, high on his Game of Thrones fame, I guess,
yeah.
decided he wasn't going to train.
Right.
Didn't want to.
Okay.
So I don't know. I know Kevin Feige definitely has seen the Marvel Netflix shows, and I think he's probably gonna pick and choose what's coming back. I mean, if leaks are to be true, then we already have Jessica Jones and Daredevil, and also Kingpin back.
We
So
have Jessica Jones. What was it? What was it?
she's
Jessica
rumored to
Jones
be in
one again?
She-Hulk.
Oh, right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I did actually. I think Jessica Jones was. I don't know. Daredevil was very good as well. But I really did like Jessica Jones. But
Oh yeah.
would I want to see that character again? I don't know how she would fit in really. If she is going to be in She-Hulk, it'll be interesting to see how she sort of fits in. Well,
I
I
wonder
suppose
if
she's a
she'll just
PI,
be the
isn't she?
PI. Yeah. I wonder if
Yeah.
that's what they're just gonna do. Also, I wonder if now that because at least my vision is if they do bring them in, they're gonna kind of soft reboot them. Like maybe the
Mm,
events of their show happen, but it was a bit different because that was a
yeah.
variant
Yeah.
timeline because they don't Marvel's not like Marvel Studios won't take credit for it because they didn't make it. Also because
Yeah.
despite how good Daredevil was, in every single season, Matt would get hurt and would be out of commission for at least 3 episodes. So there's a few like nitpicky things that like I know Marvel Studios wouldn't do in theirs.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I think they're gonna pick and choose what they like. I know Feige also was apparently a huge fan of John Bernthal's Punisher.
Nice.
Also, he is a huge Punisher fan as well. So
There we go.
yeah,
We'll see with that. I have a question about is it
Tao
Tarlaw?
Lao,
Is that
I think
Tarlaw?
so. Tao Lao.
Um, apologies for getting all these names and places and different things wrong. I'm not very good with stuff like this, but yeah, no. I think the question was, and I think it comes back to Shang-Chi as well about does he have powers outside of the 10 rings? It seemed to me that he does, that he's getting from his mother. Where is his mother from? Is that a different universe where they went to?
Yeah,
It seemed to me that it was. Am I way off here, or
I don't think you are, but I think they
It's
play
like a
it
world
coy.
within a world.
Yeah, like it's almost Middle Earth.
right?
Yeah, because
Okay.
she was
Yeah,
saying like that thing if it got out, it wants to destroy their world and Earth. Like,
yeah,
But didn't they when they went through was it the waterfall? How did they
yeah.
get there
It was
again?
bamboo
They go through the
forest, then
water.
waterfall, right? Yeah,
Did they not go through like a? And again, I mean, Zach, you might be able to help out here because
so
me memories a bit. Did they not go through like a wormhole type thing to get there?
it, there was that bamboo maze where the maze is moving at all
Yeah,
times,
yeah.
but like there's one, every so often that there's a certain,
Sort of route
straight
through.
like
Yeah,
route, and then that little Mari thing, I think that was his name, the thing with no face,
yeah.
uh,
Morris.
kind of led him through. Yeah, yeah. And then they got to the waterfall. I think it was just a portal like between both worlds.
Right. So
Like
it is worlds and not
Yeah,
universes. Right.
because
Okay.
you can still get to that waterfall at any point. It's just the maze is always moving.
mm,
Yeah.
Like I think at just this point there was a certain like straight route.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I, I,
Yeah.
I would say it's like a world within the world, kind of.
Right. Okay. But the protect the forgetting
The Great Protector.
what yeah,
Yeah.
behind was that a different universe, or was that just a cage for
Oh wait, you mean
the
the giant dragon scale sewer holder?
yeah, what's that called again? Can't remember.
Dark something.
Yeah, the baddie.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on the
which
name
I'm
too,
pretty
but yeah.
sure first off that thing's interesting in and of itself. But I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
I forget what it's called. I think it's a Doctor Strange villain actually.
All right,
Hmm.
okay.
So interesting.
Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, was that just in a cage, or was that in a different universe? I'm trying to figure out because I'm sure
I think
I
it
thought
was.
Oh, you know
universe was
what?
mentioned at one point. I
No,
thought
it
universe was
was.
mentioned at one
There. Oh, okay. Do you know what? It was mentioned a few times because there was at least a few mentions of, oh, we live in a world where half the universe can get snapped away in the blink
point.
of something like
Okay, that
that.
might be.
But that wasn't even around. I think that was during the dinner scene with the family and Katie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna go see it again this week. So I guess I'll update you guys.
Yeah. Okay.
Plus, it
Well, I
is going to
think
be on Disney Plus soon.
I think well, I mean, I got sidetracked there, but I think the main question was, um, does his mother have powers? It seemed to me that she does, and so does he.
I
That's
think she
that's
gave up her powers.
but wasn't the whole thing that she gave up her powers when she left Tao Lao, right?
But did she though? Because isn't that how she died? Because she ended up taking on all those men, and she couldn't have fought all those men without having some of the powers.
No,
Is how I saw it.
that's very true. No
I think
matter
she
how
just hit.
skilled a fighter you are, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think my sort of understanding of that was she just said, "Oh, I haven't got my powers anymore," but actually she did, and she just lied about it.
Yeah.
And yeah, she went to kick ass at the end, and there
Yeah.
was just too many for her. But yeah, I thought she still had the powers, and that's when at the end, when Shang-Chi was taking on his dad, that he had powers to be able
Yeah.
to well, again, I'm trying to remember that sort of fight scene with him, because did he end up taking 5 of the rings off him, or
They just
what
he
happened?
did the move, and then the rings kind of like when Wenwu shot them at him, they just kind of started to like he almost
Go
tried to
around him.
deflect them, it looked like, and then they changed colors and started floating around them.
But did he do that, or did the rings do that?
That's what
And
I
we'll
was
find out
wondering.
in Shang-Chi too.
And I know for the movie, I know the colors mean something. Like the blue was like violence and rage, and then the green was like protector, I think,
Yeah,
or the color of the rings.
Oh no, yeah. These rings, I don't think the color. I I think it has a significance, but it's not the same way it was in the comics. Like these aren't the 10 rings from the comics, and to be honest, I think it's probably for the better.
Right. People would probably be nitpicking a lot more if they screwed up or
Yeah,
something or
no, not even that. I honestly feel like people would just go, they're just doing the Infinity Stones again. They ran out of
mm.
ideas, so they're just doing the Infinity Stones again. Because, like, then again,
Oh
there's people who are a lot more casual than, I mean, even I guess some people we know, like, that don't know this is even based off comic books. It's just a superhero movie, right? There's a
true,
bunch of
true.
yeah,
superhero stuff.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, yeah.
And I'll be honest, that's what it was for me.
Mm-hmm.
This was pure, you know, other films. Although I've never read comics before, the other films, I know of Thor, I know of Hulk, I know Ant-Man. I suppose there was only Guardians. That's the only one where I've really not known a thing.
Yeah.
Whereas all the others, I've sort of known a little bits about them. Strong J didn't have a clue.
Yep.
Didn't have a clue. And that's what I found interesting, because I thought there was connections with the Mandarin. I didn't realize. Maybe because it
It's.
was the title of the Ten Rings.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's really thrown me. Um, but yeah, didn't know there was any connections. Should we maybe talk about that, the Mandarin now?
I would love to because I'm gonna stand by Canadian homeboy Simu Liu. I do think he was tied for my first favorite part of this movie because I thought he came and he showed he can act. I'll say that's to start just before we get on to Tony Leung, but he plays a vastly different character than what he did in Kim's Convenience. He's not Jung anymore. Like he's not that character. He's shown he can be something different. He's shown he can do more.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
clearly he was getting some lessons from a master at work who killed every scene he was in. Like, wow. Like, I don't, I highly do not expect this movie to even get nominated for an Oscar just because of how superhero movies are treated. But he should probably at least maybe be nominated for supporting role.
mm,
Like,
yeah,
he did really good. And I haven't really said this yet, at least not directly, but for the majority of this movie, up until really the big kind of CGI battle, it did not feel like a Marvel movie. Like, I did feel like I forgot I was watching a Marvel movie for a while.
yeah. You're probably right there. I mean, that's the thing that let it down for me. The CGI
Yeah.
ending, and that's when it did get. And it was literally just that bit, because even the bit before that, where they were having they were fighting the is it the sort of the little minions that were
Yeah.
coming out? I think they dragging the souls away. Oh, I can't
Yeah.
remember now exactly, but
They're
you know, even,
dragon
even that,
souls.
but even that bit,
Soul suckers.
yeah, yeah, but even that bit still felt fine. You know, it was still working for me, and yeah, it wasn't until the big CGI sort of and the water coming up and it just really took me out of it. I'm afraid. But but yeah, everything leading up to that point was absolutely spot on. Um, yeah,
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of in the same boat. I don't think it took me as much out of it though, when that happened. I am a sucker for big CGI stuff, anyways. I very much enjoyed Godzilla vs Kong. Um,
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
but
yeah. So did I.
yeah,
To be fair,
and to
yeah,
be honest, this is not me. This is not my idea saying this. I have watched a video about this. It was so the Great Protector Dragon is very apparently accurate to what those kind of dragons would be like in Chinese folklore. Also, so
yeah.
were I think it was every single one of the creatures in Tao Lao was actual Chinese folklore or myth
All right.
of
Okay.
some
Yeah,
kind.
yeah.
So one, that's cool. Two, the evil dragon that's not really a dragon, soul sucker.
Yeah. Soul Sugar.
That's
Yeah.
more of like the Western dragon, right? The big wings, arms, and all that. Like kind of obviously not breathing fire, but this one's just sucking souls, I guess, like a Dementor. Um, I'm sorry, that was the first thought I had when they were like, "Oh, it takes the souls," and I was just like, "I've seen
Harry
this
Potter.
movie. I've seen this. It's just expecto patronum."
Yeah. 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 No, I'm not against. Uh, you're right. I mean, the Great Protector. It seemed very fitting in terms of the sort of the mythology of it all. I get that it was purely just the big CGI stuff. It very similar, and I'm not sure if I mentioned this in the Black Widow podcast, but again, the whole it just went in that final when that sort of final fight scene when they've decided to go up in the sky and have this big battle, and
Yeah.
everything's falling down, and just think, do they need to do it? Do they need to be doing all that big stuff? For me, it was working in Shang-Chi where they were just having the fighting. Him and his dad were sparring against each other, and part of me did think, because I was thinking, because when he was trying to unlock that big dog or cage or whatever it was called, and part of me did think, I hope he doesn't come out actually, because we've got the little Death Eaters,
Same. Mm-hmm.
we've got the little ones, and part of me just kept thinking, I hope they just stop it here, and yeah, the big one
So did
came
I
out,
though.
and
Mm-hmm.
and we went into the CGI stuff, but um, don't get me wrong, Tom, you're right. I like the big CGI stuff, and you mentioned there Godzilla and Kong, and yeah, but that's to me that film is purposely gonna be. I don't want to say daft, but
Oh,
you know
but
it's coming. You know,
yeah.
you know it's just gonna
Yeah.
be a big CGI sort of fest, and yeah, I like that. But with Marvel, I don't know. I just think, especially in the past where they've done sort of very clever things, like I mean Doctor Strange, the ending to Doctor Strange, where you could have had a massive battle, and doing all sorts of crazy CGI stuff. And I know Dormammu was CGI,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
but it was a lot more simplified, and I think Marvel do very clever things,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know. I thought they just didn't get it, for me, didn't get it right with this, but
Yeah.
still an awesome film. I'm not taking that
Yeah.
away. Yeah.
All right. I mean,
Rant over.
yeah. No,
Sorry.
like honestly, that completely fair points. Like
Mm.
I don't know what it is in that CGI fight that kind of did it for me, because I'm even on that same boat where like I didn't want the dragon to come out. I really didn't.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah.
yeah, I kind of wanted to see an epic fight, father versus son.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Mhm.
which it was still a good fight, but
Do you know what I might have been
it,
okay with? Like, even if like the big one came out, maybe he doesn't get killed, and he just takes Wenwu's body into that cage.
yeah,
Yeah,
I would have been.
yeah. Would have
See,
been
because
okay with that.
Hmm.
even before they got him out, I already like knew how this was gonna go. Like he was gonna get out, and then Wu was gonna sacrifice himself, give him the ring, give
Mm.
Shang the rings. Like it was kind of predictable. Like a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm. But
yeah.
to be honest, I'd say there was a plot. Well, I can't really call it a plot leak because there was early screenings in the states at like 60 different theaters, so people got to see it in like the middle of August, and yeah, that kind of sucked because then there was just an entire plot leak and post credit scene leaked. Not leak, but like people had like obviously seen it and talked about it.
Mm.
So I'm not gonna lie, I did hear about a bunch of that stuff. Still came in and loved this movie. Um, I honestly think my expectations for this were about the same as Black Widow. I don't know. I This blew Black Widow out of the water
Yeah.
for
No,
compare.
Oh,
definitely.
Like
guaranteed.
not even close. This is
Mm.
this is phase 4. This is the start of phase 4 for the
Well,
Yeah.
and
movies. Like
wasn't
we've been there already for TV, but
Mm.
and wasn't it how the box office was gonna do for Shang-Chi was gonna kind of decide the release of Eternals?
Apparently, yeah.
yes. And well, not only that, as other people were kind of looking at Shang-Chi about what they might do with their releases. And
Mm.
unfortunately, like the week before it released, Top Gun got moved. What else? Mission Impossible got moved, and then Shang-Chi released, broke Labor Day records. Let's just say this in the least. So, not only is it the first new like Marvel character being introduced, it's the first Asian-led superhero film. They broke Labor Day records in a pandemic.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, oh,
and I,
good. Like, honestly,
and I
good
know
for
they
them.
and I know they moved Venom 2 a week early now.
Yep.
Halloween was
Actually,
questionable.
3 weeks
Oh,
early. It's October 1st.
Oh,
oh,
is it?
okay.
I'm going to see it on the
I know
30th. I
the
already have my tickets.
Uh,
I want to
because
see a
I
Bonds
Spider
know
Man
the
too.
Bonds come out that weekend as well.
Oh, October 1st?
No, it's well 30th September, I think. It's end of this month.
Shit. I'm going to see that too.
and
It's so
I know
busy.
Halloween was questionable about coming out too, but
Oh, they're.
since Venom 2 was moved
Yeah.
up, Halloween's doing it because that's like along the line of like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
horror, I
Yeah.
guess, kind
Yeah.
of like not horror, but
Halloween's doing day and date. They're releasing in theaters and on Paramount Plus the same day.
Oh, really? Mm.
That's, I don't know. I mean, the reviews for it weren't great, at least not the first few ones on Rotten Tomatoes. Um,
Mm.
I honestly, a lot of horror movies kind of get that though from Rotten
Mm. Yeah.
Tomatoes, just because they aren't really watching for a horror movie; they're watching as something that they can critique.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's okay. I mean, I guess we'll
Mm.
see. Fingers crossed, Eternals comes out on time. I think, to be honest, that it will. When I
Yeah.
was in theaters, there was an Eternals trailer and the date was still attached.
yep, same.
Oh, I never looked at the
And that was
date.
just last night, so
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I didn't get a Spider-Man one in my trailer. I did not see a Spider-Man trailer in my
We
theater.
did.
Oh,
We did.
lucky. And it still has
We
its
did.
date on it too then?
I don't know. I can't remember. To be
Okay.
honest, I can't
No, that's
remember.
fair.
Um,
I mean, I assume if
but
Venom's
we,
moving up, then yeah.
you would have thought so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. See, we didn't get Spider-Man, we got Venom 2, and then Matrix 4
Oh, you
and
didn't get
Eternals.
Matrix.
Mm-hmm. Which,
Matrix 4.
yeah, that That it looks interesting.
It,
Also,
It
it's
I'm
something.
does, and I
It's
love.
it's something. Matrix 4 is something that I've been. We don't need this. I've been telling people we don't need this. Why do we need Matrix back? It's another one of those where they're bringing something back for the sake of bringing it back.
yeah.
And then I saw the trailer. I'm like, oh, I
Shit.
want to see it. I want to see it.
It's
And
like crap. All right, I'm
the
pre-ordering
song for the
tickets.
trailer was the song for the trailer was so perfect too.
Yeah.
What was the
Oh,
song again? Oh,
was it Feed Your? Is it Feed Your Head? Is that the title?
I think
yeah, I've got it
so.
somewhere. Yeah, yeah,
No, I know it's about like Alice in Wonderland.
No.
yeah.
Oh wow, Shang-Chi's second weekend box office is doing a lot better than thought. So I don't think we're getting delays.
Good,
I just went in to go look for
good.
that song, and that was the first thing that popped up. Just like Shang-Chi box office is looking good.
Yeah. The problem is it's still very dictated by the pandemic, isn't it? I mean, I've said this. I think I was just mentioning it to you, Tom, that certainly in the UK things are pretty much back to normal now. But even so, they're still talking about maybe we call it a circuit breaker here, where the kids have a week off of school around about October. They're talking about making that 2 weeks
Okay.
because cases are still quite high and whatever. So, sorry, I'm
Oh.
digressing now, but I think the point is across the world you don't know what's happening,
Yeah.
whether or not places are going into lockdown or not, and how that's going to affect sort of
Everything.
cinema goers. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, everything but
Yeah.
cinema goers in terms of
Mm-hmm.
releases for films. So, but yeah, fingers crossed that this gives the confidence for. I'm not really bothered about anything else. Just Eternals.
Yeah.
Let's get Eternals and well, I suppose Venom and
Spider-Man.
certainly Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Actually move everything else. Yeah, Spider-Man needs to. Yeah, for me, it really does.
Same.
It really, really does. But
Yeah. That
yeah,
they can't move that because if you're gonna move Spider-Man, then you're gonna have to move Doctor Strange.
yeah,
And I
yeah, yeah, yeah.
we know nothing about Doctor Strange. Like that movie, we know America Chavez is in the movie. They're going into the multiverse and there will be variants. Nothing
What
else.
what variants in Spider-Man or Doctor Strange?
Potentially variants of Spider-Man, variants of the Avengers, variants of the X-Men, variants of the Fantastic Four,
Um,
variants
yeah,
of Kang. I didn't say it. It was He Who Remains. But yeah,
yeah,
I,
yeah.
I can't have that get pushed back.
No, no.
Honestly, it's a good thing Shang-Chi was as good as it was, that it could attract this big of an audience. So that, yes, this is the film that saved cinema.
Yeah. Surely Marvel must know that. Like they must know they must have known that Black Widow, which is probably why they did it on streaming as well. That
Yeah.
must have thought this isn't gonna be, this isn't the one to put out there to get people
Mm-hmm.
back into cinema. It's just not the one.
Yeah.
Whereas when they're looking at them, they must go, oh yeah, Shang-Chi, yeah, that'll do it. That'll
Yeah.
do it. You would have thought that they would have confidence in a film like that, which you know,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, it's been well received. So yeah,
Yeah.
can we talk about the main man of the film? Maybe not to
The
everyone.
redemption arc is real. And notice how the first movie he was in, everyone hated him. Look at the reaction to this one.
Well, I don't know. See, I've seen mixed reactions.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
I've seen
yeah.
almost only positive ones.
See, I've seen negative, and I must admit, when he first appeared, I was like, because I couldn't remember if had this been rumored. I couldn't remember if I'd read about these rumors. Anyway, when he turned up, I was sort of, oh, this is gonna go bad. This is gonna go really bad. And maybe it's a nod to how good Ben Kingsley is, maybe. But for me, he just absolutely they might just getting it right in terms of only having them in so much and
Mm.
not overdoing it. That might be why I think he was so good in it because the the refrain from having loads of them when they could have just gone mental with them. But
Yeah.
yeah, I thought he was good. I didn't think he would be, but I thought he was. What are your guys' thoughts?
I honestly gotta say about the same thing. I always have been very mixed about the whole Mandarin and Iron Man 3.
Yeah,
That hurt. But I really like the one shot with him, the All Hail the King, which is now out on Disney Plus.
yeah,
I I really liked him in that. I really like Ben Kingsley as an actor, and to be
yeah,
honest,
yeah.
I think I should become an actor because if they can get those apes to act, like I must be able to do it, right? Oh my god,
I
I
love it.
lost my shit when he said that, and like our entire theater just goes like, and just starts dying laughing.
You're just
Oh,
sad to know they're not really riding horses. They're just acting like they're riding horses.
And that's when I knew I wanted to be an actor.
again,
See, yeah,
just the way that that little bit was written, the way he sort of it's just brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
And
Yeah,
or like when Morris waddles out and he's like, "Oh, you can see him too."
oh, thank God I'm not going crazy. Yeah, see, when he popped up first, like the theater I was at, it was mainly like a couple guys were like, "Yeah," I heard like one or two people say like, "What?"
Mm-hmm.
But then when it came to the battle scene and he was laying there, not moving, everyone's like, "Oh no!" He's like, "Oh, I'm just acting."
Yeah.
right,
He's like,
yeah,
just play dead Morris.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, I would like to see
We're
more.
glad he's there.
Yes. My original thing was I wanted him to be killed at the beginning of this movie by the Mandarin. But then again, they didn't. He is listed as the Mandarin, but he doesn't go by that. He found the name Mandarin insulting because it's an orange chicken dish. So, yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, I love
very
that.
fair. Yeah,
yeah,
The
yeah.
U.S. government was toppled by a guy named after a
after
chicken
chicken
dinner
dish.
dish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you think we'll see him again? Do we want to see him
yes.
again, or is that enough?
Hmm. I
I'm
wonder
thinking
if.
enough,
Yeah, I
but
also do. I don't know if they want to pay the price for Ben Kingsley again as a cameo.
well, that's also true. Yeah. I I think they've done a well. We got a lot of flack for Iron Man 3. Let's shove it up the fans and go. Well,
Yeah.
here we go. This this is what we can do with this guy. And yeah, I think they've fitted him in here. And for me, it worked. Like I say, I
Hmm.
have seen some negative stuff online. A lot of it's sort of like, what was the point of him? And to be honest, they could have quite easily not had him in,
Yep.
but um, I don't know. I thought it was good. I thought it was a good, like you say, a good redemption of following Iron Man 3, perhaps. Yeah, yeah,
And I also think it gives people a bit of hope because I mean, recency, not recency bias. A lot of people do have short memories when it comes to these things, but a lot of people, even still, not too happy about Taskmaster. I think I've gotten over it at this point,
mm,
but especially after seeing this, I think it helped me get over it more because it makes me think that maybe they'll actually do a true Taskmaster.
what as opposed to the one that there already is now.
Oh no, I think that like because what's her name Anna no
Yeah, yeah,
Anna something. It's very similar to like Tony Antonia,
yeah,
I think. Yeah, something like that. So I think she's
yeah.
going to just become Antonia Masters instead of Tony Masters because I do not think she's taking her dad's last name. And then she'll end
Yeah.
up becoming more Taskmaster like probably down the road.
Right,
But
right.
obviously Trevor never was going to be the real Mandarin. it is a bit of a different boat, but like it was really nice to actually see the Mandarin for
Yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Um, let me see quick. I Do you guys have anything else you want to touch on for this?
No, I don't think so.
No, I think that was great. Oh, what? I'm sorry we haven't said it. I loved Katie.
Yeah, yeah. Again,
She
sorry, go on, Zach.
good, good comedic relief,
Mm-hmm.
but they just had a great chemistry in the movie too. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
just wanted to
agreed.
say that she was great.
yeah,
Yeah, can't argue. Again, I think she could have been one of those characters that could have been annoying, but I think she just stayed on the right side of the right side of the sort of the comedy side of
yeah.
things. So yeah, yeah, she worked for me. Thought it was good, good
Mm-hmm.
chemistry, like you said. Looking forward to seeing what I suppose them two.
Yeah,
It's Sean, not Shank, Sean and Katie. What they do
yeah.
in the future. Yeah,
Honestly, yeah. I'm also excited to see what they do in the future, but I would like to say I'm a bit confused. Like, I understand why they took her along with him because they were together. They were doing that. I get that, but when they're having the whole family discussion and Katie's just there, and it's like,
yeah.
oh, okay. I was like, I don't know. Maybe it's something culturally that's just a bit different from what I do here. But like, I don't know. I thought that was like odd. I was like, oh, it's like, Katie, you really need to be here for every single thing. Like these guys are catching up with pops.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
But
yeah,
honestly, I think that's
Yeah.
me nitpicking because I I don't know why because I like a lot of the things she does. I'm just not a huge fan of Aquafina. I don't know. I don't know what it is at all. Like I think she's
uh,
hilarious. She
yeah.
she makes me laugh a ton. Like almost every single time. If it wasn't Trevor making me laugh, it was Katie. And I think she's going to be a great addition to the MCU. I did like her character. I don't know what it is. I,
Mm.
I, I can't put a it's the same thing with Tobey Maguire for me too. So, I love those Spider-Man movies, but just something about Tobey Maguire, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but
My Spider-Man as well, but there we
yeah, same.
go.
Literally
Yeah.
same. Like his first movie came out 2 years after I was born. I think one of the first movies I saw in theaters was Spider-Man 3.
Not really.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bad one to start with.
Oh yeah. And I'm trying to think, was
Oh,
it
did you
that
guys
year or the year
watch?
before X-Men: The Last Stand?
Oh,
Oh yeah. And then just wait. X-Men Origins Wolverine.
I'm surprised you stuck it out as a Marvel fan.
Yeah.
Iron Man was
Ah,
really good.
um,
I know.
true.
yeah. Well,
I didn't
there we go.
understand the
There we go.
comics as well either as a kid too, right? So I was just kind of reading them. I was like, wow, these pictures are cool. Look at Spider-Man doing this, and
Yeah.
like now kind of go. Even if I was reading I was reading the Ultimate Comics. Even if I was reading like the main comics, I would have been like, what have you done to these characters? Oh, yeah. Fox was the worst at that though.
Yeah.
But
Did you watch
The-
that Bully Maguire link I sent in the chat?
oh,
oh, I haven't seen that.
the
I love those videos,
oh,
but
there's so many. I mean, I guess do we want to cap it off? I don't think we can rank it in our rankings, but
Sorry,
just
sorry, just before going, there was
yeah, for sure.
if we can just touch on the end credit scene.
Oh, the very end credit scene.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah,
yes.
yeah. Just because we haven't touched on it. Do we think that's just, or the way I took it, that seems to be sort of lining up a Shang-Chi 2? Do we think that's when she'll
Yeah.
probably come? I'm not sure if she's gone completely villain on us, by the way.
I
I'm
don't
not
think she
convinced.
has.
No, I don't think she has, but that seemed to be give the impression that she was, but or I don't know, Zach. What did you think? Did you think that she's gone all villain on us, or
Mm, I don't think so just yet, but yeah.
it,
ch- Oh,
it,
Hey, you're
oh,
right there.
sorry, you guys froze for a second.
no, yeah,
Oh,
no,
okay.
you're back, yeah, yeah,
Okay, okay. No, I don't. I don't think she did just yet. I don't know. I kind of started falling asleep at that end credit scene. I'm not gonna lie. I woke up to the lights coming on.
I mean, you've been
yeah,
working crazy hours. That's fair.
yeah. It would seem,
So
it would seem completely out of character. There was nothing. I know she had the fighting sort of organization. She'd
Yeah,
done that herself, but it didn't seem to me throughout the film that she had any sort of villain tendencies.
I
So I
agree.
might be wrong, but
yeah,
yeah.
I think she was just upset. You know.
Mm,
I wonder if she will be in Armor Wars
okay.
or the Ten
Yeah.
Rings in some respect, because I feel like now this is going to be another thing we have to look out for. So we're already on the look for Black Widows that are loose and around the MCU. Um, I mean, do we? Maybe we don't need to actually like look for the extremist soldiers, but like clearly there's still some out there post blip, which just like Iron Man 3 takes place when it was released, so 2012. This is 12 years
Oh,
later in that time because it's 2024.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Wow.
It's something. And I guess now we gotta look out for the Ten Rings again, because that's kind of already been going on. The deleted scene from Ant-Man 1 with the Ten Rings guy with his tattoo. Or wait, maybe
Yeah,
that's not a deleted scene. I can't remember. But he does have one.
yeah.
I
What
guess
was
that's something
yeah,
else we're looking out for. Kang, that
yeah.
Extremis, Beekeeper,
Abomination,
Abomination, uh, the
beekeeper. There's loads of
astrophysicist,
them.
the I
Yeah, loads of them.
we're
Anyway,
never
yeah.
getting any of them. Except for Kang, because we already got that.
We've got Kang, so
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But, I mean, would you guys want to. Would you be. I know we aren't going to rank this in our top rankings. I'll say for me personally, I think it does crack my top five, though. I'm going to have to go through and re rank again, but I think it
I'm
does for
not.
me right now.
I'm not sure. Top five for me. Top 10. Yeah,
Hmm.
probably top 10. Yeah, I need to. I mean, obviously, every other film, probably bar Black Widow, I've seen multiple times, so it's easy to get the rankings.
Yeah.
From the amount of times I've watched them. Um, but I could quite easily say Black Widow's middle-ish, maybe middle to bottom, possibly. But yeah, Shang-Chi definitely me top half, probably me top 10, I would say.
Okay. And Zach?
Yeah, I was gonna say definitely top 10. I don't want to for sure say top five until I see it a couple more
Hmm.
times.
Mm,
Like once I see it like 3 or 4 times, then I can for sure say if it's in my top five.
Yeah.
But right now, easily like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
yeah,
All
I could
right.
say.
yeah.
That's fair. And then, I mean, do you guys want to give it like a letter grade then? Like, let's do A through F. What would you grade this?
Probably, yeah.
Hmm.
I think I'd have to go an A.
Yeah.
I was gonna say a solid A minus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. A minus because of the CGI stuff at the end, maybe.
Yeah. You know
Yeah,
what? I'm still gonna stick with the A though.
yeah.
I'll
I,
be
I
the
was
odd
Zach,
one
gonna
A
out.
say
minus. Yeah,
I was gonna say like a B plus, but the fight scenes like
Oh,
definitely that
yeah,
they're too
you
good.
know that definitely brings it up. Like,
yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I believe that is going to bring us to the end of this episode. So thank you guys for tuning in and checking out our talk about Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. We are definitely excited to see more of this character, and we're gonna literally go well, we're gonna record right end and do our what if, but if you've made it this far, that video will be up later today or tomorrow. So we'll see you then. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Have a good one.